Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
Ow. King's laying on me and I'm petting him. I feel like a villain in a Bond movie.
That's how you look. Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
What?
The perspective I got you in now.
Oh, perspective. Oh.
All right.
He still hits.
Welcome back to Jacob V Weekly. We want to start like we do every episode by inviting you to donate to Caddyshack of New Hamel, Illinois. I'm a board of director. I'm a board director. I'm a director of. I sit on the board
Board of directors.
for Caddyshack, a 100% nonprofit, family-owned, tiny little cat rescue here in New Hamel, Illinois, just outside of my hometown of St. Louis, over by the Edwardsville. And usually, I don't have anything to do with the state of Illinois. I don't like it there. I don't believe in it.
Property tax. Ridiculous.
Something about something. I don't even remember what the difference is, but there is one good thing over there, and that's Caddyshack of New Hamel, Illinois. And we were just talking about doing some fundraising. I host trivia every Thursday evening at the Bluewood Brewing. One of my best friends of all time operates his dream there, making the beer for the people.
He's a
It's
head
come a long
brewer.
way, and I love it. I love every minute of it. I love everything about it. And I host trivia there. And
Yes.
we were talking about doing some trivia or some karaoke or some bingo for the Caddyshack. So stay tuned for that because we'll be sure to let you know about that. No Antics out there doing it. I'm working on the 5th video right now. The 4th video is in the can. It's already done. It'll be out soon. For the song Listen, which is already on Spotify and everywhere else you listen to music, but our audience seems to be Spotify heavy. I don't know why that is. And then also we just dropped a couple weeks ago the video for Let Me Out, which we shot at my mother's cabin, and it turned out lovely. And that's on YouTube. No Antics. We have 5 singles out, and then the full-length album is almost done. I think everything is recorded. I think we're just cleaning out some things, and full-length incoming from No Antics. It's going to be 10 previously unreleased songs. That was deliberate, and we're going to have a video eventually for every single one of those. So that's my new thing. Blinded by Stereo is gigging very soon. Blinded by Stereo, I know we're meeting this weekend because we are playing Friday the 3rd at the Heavy Anchor, Blinded by Stereo, at the Heavy Anchor here in St. Louis, March 3rd. March 4th, No Antics is playing Platypus.
Oh, that'll be fun.
That's going to be really good. This weekend, February 25th, I'm going to be at Sky Music Lounge Saturday evening at 6:30 with Flyover State. That's like a Tom Petty tribute band,
Now,
amongst other
where
things.
is that again?
Sky Music Lounge, Saturday night, the 25th.
Where is Sky Music Lounge?
Baldwin. It's not bad. It's out there, though. I don't drink anymore, so it doesn't bother me. But when I was drinking, you couldn't get me to Baldwin. You know what I'm saying,
man.
girl?
Getting back from Baldwin.
Getting
that
back.
was the problem. you
Getting
know?
back.
Get back.
Get back. Oh, what else we got on the agenda here, sister? Easy Living on all platforms. That's Jacob V's most recent single. It's my quarantine anthem. My wife hates it. She doesn't like it at all. She thinks it's a jab at her personally or something, I think.
Is it because you play it nonstop, or is it 'cause
No,
of
it's the
lyrics?
subject matter.
Oh, well, why would you write bad things?
It's not bad.
I'm telling.
It's just kind of about being lazy.
Oh, well, you know.
So
I do like that when I have.
But
the
it really
opportunity.
wasn't about that. The lyric was not. It was just about what was going on that day.
It was one lyric.
It's not a lot of lyrics in the song. It's not a word-heavy song.
Is it like "Feel Like I Do" by Vin Diesel?
It's not quite that good.
Hey, man, sell yourself.
I mean, I'm not Vin Diesel. But it's not dissimilar. I think if you like that song by Vin Diesel, I think you would like Easy Living by
There
Jacob
you
V.
go. I think everyone
on
needed
Spotify.
that, especially like during quarantine and things. Like when that all
Exactly.
happened. But you know what? It's been a while now. We're going on what?
It's been a while.
This is our third year.
Oh,
No, it's
whoa.
been
Of
3
what?
years.
30 year of what?
This will be our 4th year of COVID. It's still happening.
Well, that means, the podcast is having an anniversary soon.
Yes. I think a lot of people have podcasts that are, having anniversaries soon because COVID inspired a lot of podcasting. You got a uke? Is that a uke?
This is my ukulele that my mother-in-law got me for Christmas.
You got a uke? Ook. Ooh, kalele.
Did you know I could do that?
I didn't know you could do that, but I'm impressed. But also I'm not really surprised because you're very musically talented. Instrumentally, quite the talent.
Thank you. Just instrumentally, huh?
No,
Man, it's a hard sell.
All around.
People hate when I sing. It's so crazy. People hate my singing voice. They think it's like a gay Kermit the Frog is what I get a lot in the comments. People say, you sing like Kermit the Frog. This song's not about anything. You're wasting everyone's time. I mean, I get a lot of that. That's the feedback I get a lot.
I support you.
And
I came to see you at the Heavy Anchor when you did your thing.
It was very nice of you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're on my Patreon. Can we talk about the Patreon for a minute?
Plug it.
The only way to support this show financially is patreon.com/JacobV. The only ad I hold on this version of the show currently is an ad I donate to Caddyshack every week. So it's not even an ad. We just mentioned it at the top of the show. I don't charge them anything because I'm on the board of directors because we're saving cats. But for me, patreon.com/JacobV, there is hours upon hours of content on there that you can't get anywhere else because I don't know what to do with it. There's, I think 4 or 5 songs dropping this month that nobody has heard in over 10 years that were a collaboration with an old friend of mine, and I don't know what we're ever going to do with them. And so right now they're only on Patreon because that's the only place that makes sense because you can have access to everything.
Patreon.
And lossless quality masters of all the material you hear streaming by me or any of the bands I'm in. They're also there on Patreon, and it's just what you want to do. It's $1 a week for this show, and then everything that's on the Patreon, which is sometimes extra episodes of the show. Sometimes it's music. Sometimes it's a video. They do video now on Patreon. It's great. I'm so happy they finally joined the 21st century and they host video on their platform now. Because you used to have to link a Vimeo and it was a pain in the ass. Nobody wants it.
Oh, everyone hates Vimeo.
Vimeo, it's like, why don't you lock me up in prison? You want me to start a Vimeo account? How about you shackle my feet to a brick?
It's like the DMV of like streaming services.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's like the principal's office.
You gotta sit there. Someone's always like just making you uncomfortable. I don't know what it is. Anyway. Patreon.
Jesus. Oh, I get upset. You're a patron.
I am.
Of
many places.
You interact with the patron content a lot?
I like to go on there. I like to check it out.
You like to see what I'm doing?
Yeah, but
I appreciate
also
you.
I talk to you, so I mean, I could always just do that.
Yeah, that's true.
I basically follow you on every platform.
Well, good.
Yeah, I support.
We have a phone number for the show. Let me make sure I'm logged in to the Google phone. Because you could text the show live anytime we're live. You can text us at 314-626-4208. And then all the socials are across the top here. And let's move on. Clay, we got to talk about East Palestine, Ohio.
Oh, man.
Holy Moses.
Just been ruling the
I
world
mean,
for the last 3 weeks.
criminy.
It's all over the place. And it's horrible.
It's not great.
It's god-awful.
It's not my favorite.
I just keep, hearing shit about it in passing now because it's kind of like...
It's what's crazy
hit
is
the
I
bubble.
hear a lot about it, but it's also like everyone is also saying that nobody's talking about it, which
It's
I guess
not getting like main media coverage enough.
But who's watching the main media? Because everyone I'm listening to
Old
is
people.
talking about it.
I mean, if you got the Instagrams and you follow the right accounts, or if you got the TikToks, or probably not Facebook, but other ones, really wherever. I've gotten a lot of information.
Really? Anything good?
Well, I mean, no, it's all just horrible. What I do think is a weird one that people keep bringing up is the Netflix movie White Noise.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Did you know that the people that own Netflix also own the company that had those chemicals in that train? I forget the name of the company. Something Vaught or Vaughn, something I don't know, like that. But they own Netflix and they own that train or the company that was transporting the shit for whatever. Anyway.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah. So they own it, and they made that movie like 6 months before it happened in a very like exactly similar place.
Wasn't it in Ohio? There are people that were extras in the
people
movie
from
that are
80s
being
Palestine.
affected by the train derailment.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. People's chickens are dying in their backyards. Fucking
People's children are waking up
dogs and
vomiting.
Cats are sick. Children are vomiting. People are experiencing headaches.
People are having rashes.
Well, I mean, you can get that anywhere.
What's the latest in Ohio? Top stories.
Rashes.
Toxic train.
Also,
45,000 animals dead and counting.
Also, oh my God, that's horrible. Also, if you have heard that it's gotten into the Ohio River system and that lets out into the Mississippi down by
Pete
Nashville.
Buttigieg is down there.
Pete.
He's the he's the Secretary of Transportation or something, and so I guess it's under his jurisdiction. I don't know that I would show my face if I was him, but I hope he drinks the water. I hope he's okay. I hope it's fine. I hope it's fine like they said it was immediately after it happened. Everything's fine.
That was a lie.
Well, right.
And also, here's one other thing. I'm sorry. Like in the last year, I think the EPA has changed like the acceptable amount of vinyl chloride and raised it so that the people like now conveniently, it's been the same way since 2006, and then the last year they decided to change it, and then this shit keeps happening all over the country, different chemical spills and different kind of truck and train accidents. And it used to be that you could have like you have to have like 0.003% is allowed in your blood system, and they raised it insanely in the last year.
That's another thing that they're saying, that they didn't necessarily make this one happen, but they allowed it to happen, but they knew it was going to happen because the infrastructure was so poorly maintained.
And then the controlled
they
detonation
knew it was going to happen
thing.
somewhere eventually or something.
The controlled detonation thing was fucking crazy. I mean,
For the controlled burn?
Yeah, you try to just put it in the air. Like, no es bueno, senor.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't speak Spanish.
Neither do I.
Around 9 p.m. on February 3rd, a train derailed in East Palestine, a village of about 4,700 residents, about 50 miles northwest of Pittsburgh. There were 150 cars on the route from Madison, Illinois to Conway, Pennsylvania. The National Transportation Safety Board said that 38 cars derailed and a fire ensued, which damaged another 12. The train, operated by Norfolk Southern, had been carrying chemicals and combustible materials with vinyl chloride, a toxic flammable gas.
I'm going to find this out real quick.
3 days later, the authorities performed a controlled release of the toxic materials from 5 tankers.
Definitely a release, Jesus.
And diverted to a trench and burned off. So it sat in the cars for 3 days, but they were afraid it was going to explode and that the shrapnel would have traveled over a mile.
Shit, what's that company called again? Something Northern?
Norfolk Southern.
There it is. That's what it is.
Today they were supposed to release a preliminary report. So where is that report? Can I have that? Oh, and here's East Palestine, Ohio's
Vanguard
website.
Group. Here we go.
East Palestine, Ohio, the place you want to be.
The company that owns Norfolk Southern also owns Netflix, and that is Vanguard Group.
Well, great. We're both about to get assassinated.
Mm-hmm. They're getting doxxed.
You can't say their name. They probably own this platform that we're on.
Oh, man, I really would hate to just get mysteriously killed. That would be horrible.
What else do they own?
A lot.
You're going to quit looking into this?
Yeah, and I'm scared of it now.
It's probably still open on your phone.
It is. I mean, retail investors, Norfolk Southern insiders, institutional shareholders. They're kind of all over the place.
My thing is,
It's kind of like what's that major corporation that's in The Other Guys? Something global. We're in everything.
we're in everything.
You remember what I'm talking about?
I don't remember the name though.
No, neither do I. It's not worth looking into.
It's not. It's fiction.
But either way, it's horrible, and it makes it sound like a whole thing. And maybe the fucking Chinese spy balloons are to distract us from Ohio. Maybe.
Oh, have we not talked about the balloons?
No, we haven't talked about the balloons. We haven't talked about this shit.
No, I meant, did we not talk about the balloons last time?
Nope.
We didn't even mention the balloons once last time?
I don't think we even mentioned this last time, and it was definitely after this happened. I think now we're just getting it hammered in our heads on the social medias, and it's just good. It gets exposure. But yes, no, we didn't talk about that or the Chinese balloons, the spy balloons.
Balloon.
That could be a whole thing. And, I keep hearing that's like, oh, military fired like $22 million missile at an $8 party balloon. And then people are also like posting pictures of like satellites connected to white balloons
I'm
from
just going to
space.
Google the word balloon.
It's a lot. There's a lot going on. And I don't know really how severe
This is
it
my
is.
favorite.
I think it's a distraction from all the chemical spills happening around the country. One just happened in Texas the other day, too.
Really?
It was a truck. It wasn't nearly as much hazardous chemicals as we experienced in East Palestine. We meaning you and me, because we were there, and it just spilled a shit ton of chemicals. I don't know. Stuff's crazy. No one's talking about that. I think another one happened somewhere else. I don't know.
Joe is trying to help, but he's not using complete sentences. I don't know what he said. Black Rock. Am I allowed to say Black Rock? Don't say it again though, because if we say it 3 times, no, they're going to show. That's them at the door right now.
What is that?
No, upstairs. That's Lewis's toenails on the hardwood
The thing
floor.
that you don't want us to say out loud. What is it?
Black Rock. You don't even know what Black Rock is. This is why I love to have you on the show.
I don't know. I have no idea what that is. Sounds shady though. Stop. People are gonna get offline. I got 2 cats on me.
Yeah, I don't even know that I know enough about a timeline of the UFOs that were shot down. Let's look at that. Let's see if that's helpful.
Are they UFOs or are they Chinese spy balloons?
Well, a UFO could be a spy balloon. If you don't know that it's a spy
so
balloon.
it's just a flying object that's unidentified.
Yeah, we prefer to say unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP. That was a trivia question tonight, the Blue Hood.
I'm so glad I wasn't there, because I would not have gotten that question.
Oh, that's why you're glad?
Mm-hmm. Ignorance. It's bliss. What else you got over there?
Well, I'm trying to open this fucking article about the goddamn balloons.
Oh, okay. How about that weather this week, huh?
Describe it to me.
It was just kind of nice out and a little
It
warmer
got
than usual.
nice and mild for a couple days.
And then it rained, and then now a cold front's come in. It was real cold when I left the house earlier.
This is not a timeline. This is stuff I have to read.
Oh, you don't want
February 4th, a Chinese spy balloon is shot down over the Atlantic Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
February 10th, a UFO is shot down off of Alaska.
Yes.
February 11th, a UFO is shot down over Canada.
Praise be Canada.
February 12th, a UFO is shot down over Lake Huron.
That's the one that threw me off, because I felt like that one was out of place compared to everything else.
It was at
Maybe
about
not.
20,000 feet, had an octagonal structure with strings hanging off of it, but no discernible payload.
No discernible payload? What's the point?
Some of the objects have not yet been recovered successfully since being shot down.
Interesting. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I think that they have something to do with pulling the media away
Some
from
of
the East
these-
Palestine thing. I'm just going to say it.
So they've called off the search to recover a couple of them. It's possible they were largely vaporized, though. I mean, after being shot down by expensive missiles.
Or they were vaporized on purpose by the government.
Yeah, I've always said that.
Mm-hmm. I hate when the government vaporizes things.
I mean, it's like, how are we supposed to hold anybody accountable for anything if you turn it into vapor?
Yeah. Like, there's literally no hard evidence at that point, because it's all
I can't take vapor to court.
in the atmosphere.
Here's my thing for real. Can we talk about this for a minute? My Jack in the Box cup has said Buttery Jack on it for like 11 years, and I've never had one of those. Is that a menu item?
I honestly have not been to Jack in the Box in so long. I don't
Oh,
know.
you got to go.
No?
No, the ones that are still around are real good.
Are you? Okay.
It's really good. The food has gotten better because they don't make anything ahead of time.
They just always look like they're closed, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to...
But it turns out the ones that aren't boarded up are not closed.
I tell you what, I've been fucking with an embarrassing amount lately, because I haven't had it in so long. Taco Bell.
Yeah, you know what?
Hold on. Let me talk for a second.
Okay.
Because I sometimes I'll go out and grab a quick lunch instead of bringing lunch from home, and just a whole thing. And I work out where I work, like in the county, and there's like so many fucking restaurants and stuff around that area. And it's always like you go to get like a fucking burger, fries, and a soda in a drive-through, and it's like $12. You can order Taco Bell online and make your own custom box, and get a soda with that custom box for $5.
In person, you mean?
You order online, and you can go pick it up in person. You just pull up in the drive-through, and you're like, "Hey, my name's Clay. I made this online order," and then they'll, like, be like, "Oh, cool. We'll pull up," and they'll have it ready. Like they'll make it and then give it to you fresh.
Which location is that for you?
$5 Taco Bell's all over the place. I go to one. There's one in Gravois Bluffs area. There's one in like Sappington, maybe is what it's called. Right down by St. Anthony's Hospital.
Don't those South County Taco Bells close real early though?
I don't know. I mean, I'm doing it on my lunch break, so I'm doing it like noon.
No, for lunch. Yeah, for lunch.
Yeah, no, I haven't done the late night Taco Bell in a minute, but also I don't feel like I've been going out and going crazy.
I'm just
till
not
like
even usually
midnight.
awake for lunch.
Maybe every once in a while. I've been trying to be better about my positioning when I get hammered drunk in public.
Yeah, I hear you there. You know
Yeah.
me, I'm off the sauce.
I'm just trying to be clean and clear about it without being clean and clear.
Easy breezy, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our fast food report for the week. We got East Palestine, Ohio. I'm praying for them. It's upsetting. And then there was a train derailment in Arizona apparently.
Yep.
Since then, and
I think there was one in one of the
It's a bigger
Dakotas.
issue. It's a bigger issue than just the one thing.
No,
but
yeah,
also
it's happening all over the place.
Yeah, if you're in East Palestine, Ohio, you need to go ahead and get out of there for a while. Maybe have a shower outside of the state somewhere. Maybe upwind. And
I just think it's fucked. I think
take some
that it's,
vitamin D.
I think it's an eco disaster. Is what I want to call it.
Good one. Yeah, that's a hot take.
Well, it just is. I mean, it's something that actually probably is way worse than everyone's saying, and it could affect that area for a very long period of time. And I don't know if you know this, but Ohio's got a lot of shit in it.
Like what?
There's just a lot of major cities and people and schools.
I just recently ate barbecue off a cart in the street in Ohio. This
The
is
first
before
airplane was built in Ohio.
The what?
I got a buddy from Dayton. He was talking about it.
Dayton is where I was eating barbecue. Blind by Stereo plays there.
Yeah, I got a buddy that's from Dayton. Anyway.
Um,
Yeah. Either way, cheapest, like best quality fast food I've had lately has been that $5 customizable box online for Taco Bell. That's all I'm saying. That's what we were getting into. So when's the last time you went to a Wendy's? Are they even real?
it's been a little while on the Wendy's.
I can think of 3 of them right now.
Usually if I go to
been a
Wendy's,
long
it's because I'm on the road. Like I'm stopping at a little highway town in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, there's always like McDonald's. and
Like if you
stuff.
go over to like Fairview Heights or something, or like if you're driving through Illinois.
Love gas stations.
Yeah.
Loves.
Yeah, if you're at like a truck stop that
Truck
has a
stop,
Wendy's. No, I've been to the Hampton Wendy's probably this calendar year.
I can't say that I have.
I always get something chicken related usually. I'm really not into the fast food beef lately.
That's understandable. Oh, you know what though? I did have a burger the other day that was freaking.
Where from?
Oh shit, that's what it was. I met my buddy for lunch on Saturday last weekend, and we had to keep bopping around because it was Sunday at lunchtime, so everything was just packed, and we had to go into Crow's Nest. And I got the Slinger, but like had one of their good thick burgers in the Slinger. Boy,
Yeah, I love the Slinger there.
I just love
Shout
I
out.
love them flavors, yo,
Yeah, I like the flavors and the mouthfeel.
and the mouthfeel. Yeah,
And they do
it's like just
poutine,
really good.
waffle fry poutine, motherfucker.
Ugh.
Have you been to the new location in Soulard?
Eat Crow. I have not been.
Me
no.
neither.
But I've heard good things. I think I know some people that have worked there or helped open it. I don't know really. I feel
You
like
don't know
it
what
was-
you know, do you?
No, I usually walk into
You
a place
can't
and I'm
know
like, oh my
anymore.
god, that person works here, and then that happens, and because sometimes people bounce around.
Did you see that fucking bear got out again?
Mm-hmm.
Just today?
What's his name? Ben.
This is like the last episode of the podcast. We ended with this great segment all about how this bear had escaped at the St. Louis Zoo here.
What's his name? Ben.
His name's Ben.
Yep.
He's a Andean sun bear.
Which they're adorable if you
Oh,
see
he's
a picture
precious.
of them. But
Oh, he's a
apparently-
sweet boy.
Apparently, they can be a little bit aggressive.
He
which
can be
makes that a problem.
cantankerous. Look, he looks upset.
He's 300 something pounds.
He's
gotten
got
out of
second
his
time this
containment
month,
twice?
Ben the bear broke free from his confinement
Oh.
at St. Louis Zoo. At 1:24 p.m., the Indian bear broke out of his confinement in the River's Edge section of the zoo early this afternoon.
What are they going to do with Ben? Do they have to ship him off somewhere so he can run
Zoo
and be
was
free?
locked down with a shelter-in-place order in effect. People around the zoo were encouraged to stay in their cars. Oh, so this time people were there.
Oh, see, that's
Shortly
dangerous.
after he broke out, zoo officials told Kennedy the bear had been darted and transported to his habitat.
So I mean, he doesn't sound like a large bear, but they still got them big ass like salad finger claws going on. Have you seen what they look like?
Well, and obviously he's not happy.
Their claws
if
are as
he,
long
if
as
he
my
keeps
fucking
busting
index
out of his
finger.
cage.
And they can be aggressive.
Oh, sure.
We looked into it earlier this evening. My fiance and I.
Congratulations, by the way.
We don't have to do that every time.
I'm doing it every time till it's over.
I'm just talking about how we did that. Anyway.
I've really been thinking hard about the issues globally with Russia and the Ukraine and China and Taiwan and that whole thing. And I've been listening to a lot of stuff.
I've kind of been like just under like a rock lately, and I have not looked into anything international.
Well, some of the stuff that I've gathered in my research is that the United States, being the world's largest exporter of food, means that we're not going to starve to death in a global crisis, which is good. Now, Russia and China can't necessarily say that, especially because they both have a population problem.
Oh man, wait, actually, did I see something about Japan putting some sort of crazy law in?
Japan?
Maybe it was Japan.
I think we're supposed to be friends with
It
Japan,
might have
so
been China.
I think that
Well,
may be.
I think we're allied with Japan now in a way.
Yeah, but every time people are going over there acting like they're going to start World War III. I don't know what they're doing. Kamala Harris is in Munich talking about there's war crimes and we're going to hold people accountable. And then
Munich's beautiful.
I think Biden was in Ukraine. Wasn't it just yesterday?
Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Because he was walking with the.
He was walking with Zelensky, like they want him to
Zelensky,
like
that's
they
the
want
guy.
him to get snipped.
Yeah, no, just out in public, not really heavily guarded, but
Was he wearing a
definitely
mask?
guarded. I know he was wearing a long black coat.
Well, that's good.
That's all I got. Do you want me to look into it? No, you got a
Please.
computer. You look into it.
No, but I'm streaming, and so
But
it's
my
hard.
problem is I don't know enough information, so
You can't read a little bit.
Okay.
I wouldn't put it past you not to be able to read a
you
little
know
bit.
what? I'm mildly illiterate.
Oh, apparently Biden's sending troops to Taiwan. That's not what I want.
I might have just misspelled Ukraine. No, I got it.
You stop this.
Biden quotes, Ukraine will never be a victory for Russia. Never. Which is the longest sentence he's been able to string together in months.
Yeah, that's that bothers me because that's because he's got to. Because if we're telling Russia that Russia's going to lose, what if they disagree? I'm just trying to de-escalate, and maybe that's inappropriate. Maybe we should start World War III for all these other people.
Well, see, this is not his first time going to Kiev, though. He went to Kiev.
Kiev?
Kiev.
Kiev,
Kiev.
Kiev,
Kiev, Ukraine.
Kiev.
Anyway, so yeah, he went to Kiev apparently at the beginning of the 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine as well. Kiev. And so, yes, this is his second time there, I guess, maybe.
Really?
This says his first since, so maybe he's been multiple times, but not since then. So, yeah, I think he's just going to pop over there maybe once, twice a year, kind of like going to see like a grandparent, But
He's gonna pop over to Kiev.
I don't know what else is going on other than they're giving them a shit ton of money.
I don't want to talk about the debt ceiling.
I don't want to talk about debt at all.
Can we just act like it doesn't exist?
Can we pretend that financial just...
Ooh, Marianne Williamson is running again. Is that the author? I get her and Carly mixed up.
Is that woman that's running for the Republican Party?
No, she looks like she's running. She would run as a Democrat, I believe. She's
There's
the one that was like
somebody-
the New Age author that was like she would call the president of New Zealand and say, "Girlfriend, you were so on." You don't remember Marianne Williamson?
I'm sorry.
Oh my God, I love her so much. I hope she wins.
I wish that I could, but I can't.
I don't know that I'll
do.
vote for her, but I do hope she wins.
And then I don't know if Trump's going to be able to run. He just got
let him try.
He's got like 12 kind of indictment. Like
No,
something's happened.
He may run to keep himself out of jail.
That actually might be exactly what happens. But I think it just has happened multiple times now, and he just keeps getting out of it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
what do you do?
I keep thinking that they'll go to arrest him, and then his Secret Service will have like a armed standoff with like a sheriff or something. Like Red State.
The movie?
Yeah.
The Kevin Smith movie?
Right.
I forgot that existed.
Oh, it's a good one. I can't stream it anywhere.
I
So
know, I
it's-
definitely saw it. I saw it in theaters, I think.
I'm just picturing like an armed standoff
No, I
between the Secret Service at Mar-a-Lago and then like a Florida sheriff that's trying to arrest him for,
Yes, and then the Horns of the Apocalypse. But turns out it's just a bunch of
Yeah,
kids.
that was a weird choice.
Well, I think it was just meant to put a spin on it. Actually, they weren't supposed to explain the horns in the end of that movie, and then they added the scene in where I think John Goodman goes in and explains in like some sort of recorded interview thing about how the Horns of the Apocalypse were actually a bunch of kids fucking with like a car stereo
No, it was like
or something.
it was like a flood warning.
No. It was some sort of prank.
John,
is what
I'm
it said.
not. We're not going to argue about him.
Pull up the clip.
It's. Yeah, let's all hold our
Let's
hold
all
our live
on
audience
for a minute so we can watch
scrub
this real quick.
the end of Red State and try to figure out exactly what the horns
It's not
were.
worth it.
I thought they were flooding a dam
It was
nearby.
better than Yoga Hosers.
I don't even know what that is.
It's another Kevin Smith movie. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, I mean,
They were like hot dog Nazis.
sometimes you got to make something just because you're not making anything else.
I mean, yeah, you just got to stay relevant.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like
you're really
I'm
working on
always brewing something. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep it in progress. Well,
Sorry, I had nothing to
you
contribute
are
to that.
just like such a bag of shit.
What? I'm trying to help, but like, I have
Were you-
nothing else to say about that
Do you
topic.
feel like the sauna immediately before the podcast helped? Just how do you compare this? I mean, last time you had been drinking all day when we started this,
Oh, yeah, no, last time we did this, I'd been drinking for like 10 hours.
and today you were just at a sauna.
Well, I know, I got off work.
Were
I
you
went
at a
home.
Club Fitness?
Yeah, so that's where I go. I got off work, I got home, I had dinner with Danielle.
What'd you have for
and
dinner? You know I love the
She
details
made
about
some
the dinner.
sort of like cabbage and like pork belly and like mushroom soup.
Oh,
It's
she
some-
makes a good soup.
Some sort of recipe she found on the TikTok is.
Was it okay?
It was good. It was good. But also, I've had basically just like all my primary meals in the last 72 hours have contained pork belly, and I'm really burned out on pork belly.
Did you guys buy a bunch of pork belly?
We went to Sam's, and she grabbed a whole ass thing of pork belly, and we ate it in 4 days.
Well, you got to.
It was just a lot.
You don't want to freeze it because it's ever going to be as good.
I will say, I don't know if it's some sort of thing, and I don't want to like talk about the gym too much because I don't know why I think that sounds weird, but I have never had a better workout than after a belly full of pork belly. Yeah, just really gives you that extra oomph.
Belly full of belly.
Belly full of belly.
That happened to us one time. Keenan's uncle gave us like a restaurant-sized tub of goat cheese.
Oh no!
And so we just added goat cheese to all of our favorite recipes for like 2 weeks, and it was the best time of my life.
Oh, that sounds like a lot.
I kind of wish I could lower your camera angle just because the cats are in frame. Let's
They're
do it. It's
so
fun,
handsome.
isn't it?
Look how handsome they are.
Look at that transition.
What are you talking about?
I'm just cooking.
Oh, did you put me on the main screen?
Well, I just made it bigger just so that just so they don't.
Okay. I mean, I just got some cats on me.
I just want them in the frame.
They're good cats.
Oh yeah.
Dumb boys.
We damn boys. We damn boys. Look at them.
What were we talking about?
Look at
We
them.
were talking
See,
about
now they
pork
like
belly.
this show all of a sudden. My God, he looks like a seal.
Anyway,
They were getting skinny, but now I don't know.
what should we talk about? What's going on?
What should we talk? Don't worry about it.
What do you got on the list?
You don't seem to like any of my topics.
No,
Can we
bring-
talk about
Put it
Satanism?
on me. We can talk about Satanism. I'm fine with talking about Satanism.
I really think I may be a fundamental Satanist.
I don't really know a lot of their core beliefs, but I do believe that they have a better.
Well, Satanism is really just a form of radical humanism, and I'm an ordained clergy person in the Church of Spiritual Humanism,
Well, there you go.
which is one of my things. I love to have ways to be useful in the world, and I kind of collect them. I'm looking into being a notary. I'd love to do that. I really want to be Missouri's first ayahuasca shaman.
That's never going to happen.
Well, no, I think psilocybin's next. Recreational just hit for
Yes.
cannabis. Psilocybin will be next in a couple years, and then I think ayahuasca's down the pipe. I don't think it's going away. I think it's something that we're going to have to learn to welcome as a healing whatever.
I
And
still don't fully understand what it does. Is it like a DMT style trip that people use as therapeutic kind of like thing?
I don't know if I don't. I guess
That wasn't a real sentence. Sorry.
yeah, it's a cactus plant, I believe, and it.
So it's like peyote?
I think it's more similar to peyote. Yeah.
Well,
But here's the thing: I don't know how to become a shaman, so I got to work. I got to work here locally on the laws for the next couple of years, like Randy Marsh, and then I have to also learn how to become a shaman because I want to be a real shaman. I don't want people to think that I'm just calling myself a shaman. You got to have integrity.
do you have to wear a certain uniform when you're a shaman?
These are the questions that. Can you start writing down some of these questions?
Maybe just make some notes.
Because I think that's a good question.
All right.
And maybe we should ask the audience. I mean, what do
Yeah.
you look for?
Call in, text in.
What do you look for in a shaman?
What do you look for in a shaman?
What is a shaman supposed to look like?
How do you spell shaman?
I definitely smell like a shaman. I know that much.
Is it SHAMAN?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Nice. We're going to go with that. Now, what did I say? Is there a uniform?
Okay, so some of the tenets of fundamental Satanism. One should strive to act with compassion and empathy toward all creatures in accordance with reason.
Can you repeat that?
One should strive to act with compassion and empathy toward all creatures in accordance with reason.
Yeah, that sounds fine.
I like it. Check. So far, so good.
I'm all for it.
Tenet number 2. The struggle for justice is an ongoing and necessary pursuit that should prevail over laws and institutions.
Yes.
I like it.
Just sounds safer than whatever's going on right now.
Tenet number 3. One's body is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone. That means my body, baby. Leave me alone. Don't you touch me if I don't want to be touched.
That should just be a basic understanding.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
I know.
Have we heard anything crazy yet from the Satanists?
That reminds me actually of how like the lay on hands Christianity thing.
Lay it
is
on
so
'em.
heavy. I remember when I worked at a hospital when I was younger.
Or don't, I mean.
Do you want me to talk about it?
Please.
Okay. I'm sorry. We thought you were telling me to shut up for a second.
No. I was talking
So,
about not touching
I
people.
had guests in a patient's room, like visitors, and then for some reason one of the visitors like fell over and looked like they were seizing for a second and peed themselves, and then they were like speaking tongues, and I had to like get a stretcher and get her on a stretcher, and they asked me to take her down to the emergency room because I didn't work in the ER. I worked in a floor, and I got into the ER with this lady on a stretcher speaking tongues, and like all like she was doing this and waving her hands about, and people from the waiting room of the ER had all came up and gathered around her and started putting their hands on her and being like, yes, the Lord has touched this person, let it pass into me so I may heal, blah 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 blah. They were doing a bunch of that and praying.
Really?
It got weird.
Where was this?
It was at the ER at a hospital in the city that I'd rather not just name.
No. I mean, it's just I didn't know all those people didn't all know each other.
Nope. Bunch of strangers.
Well, that's beautiful.
Some of them were injured. Some of them were just
Maybe
looking sick.
that would be a great subject for a music video.
It was mildly chaotic, especially for me being a person that didn't want to be doing it, and you know.
Yeah, you're like hungover and trying to do your
I
job.
worked nights. I don't know. It was weird. I wasn't hung. I might have been hungover. But either way, I was at work, and you know, I was also young. I was like 19.
You were a young guy.
so I
You
didn't
were
know what
so
the
young.
fuck to do as a 19-year-old. That's around the time that I got my first DUI.
Your first?
My only.
Your only DUI. That's what I thought. You bag of shit.
Well, let's not talk about it too much. I don't want to jinx myself.
Yeah, I mean, people love to come on this show and just out themselves for
Yeah.
wrongdoing.
You know what you do, and what we were talking about it the other day because it's just such a unique thing. You do sort of like work as a magnet for weird people that love to express the weirdness.
Yeah, they love me.
You
I don't know what it is.
You meet some awesome fucking crazy people. I love it.
People are nuts around me. And you can tell when there's an astrological event because they'll all start blowing my phone up on the same day. Like it'll be like Saturn is upside down or some shit, and I'll have like 5 manic narcissists in my phone, like talking about like
Manic narcissist.
like projects they want to do. It's great.
It sounds exhausting.
Oh, it's I mean, my thing is I want to be valuable to other people because I don't feel like intrinsically that I am, just emotionally or subconsciously or whatever. So I invest in things that I'm good at that I can do to other people to make myself valuable. But then you give a mouse a cookie.
I think I'm less like I'm not as involved in socializing with people now as I'm more isolated now, I think, than I've ever been, and I'm okay with it. Like
You're
I
okay with
still
it.
see people, you know, but
Yeah.
it's not like I'm going out. Like I used to go out like 5 nights a week, you know, especially back in the industry days. So it was just kind of like, you know, what you do. And now it's like I don't do that. Maybe I'll go to the city like once a week.
Well, that's part of it too. Not living in the city makes it easier.
That is so true. I mean, I used to live crawling distance from some bars in South Grand, you know.
Yeah.
That was a very different time.
Yeah.
Actually, that was around the time that I was in. No, maybe I worked in pediatrics then.
Remember that time I tried to get that guy to come back to your apartment from Manja?
Yeah, to like just hang out, and I was like, please don't.
And he's like the sound guy at a venue here locally, I think.
Is
And so I recognized him. I was like, where do I know that guy from? And then I realized I was like, kind of embarrassed. I don't think he remembered. I don't know. Maybe he did.
We were hammered. I think
We were hammered, then I
did we
fell
meet at
asleep.
Manja,
Yeah.
or was it CB's?
Manja. No, because
Ugh.
Manja was open later than CB's.
That's
So it was
right.
probably CB's and then Manja. And then I probably told that guy, you want to come drink beer and play guitar at my brother's apartment?
Oh man, I really shouldn't have let that happen.
Well, and then you kind of shoot him away because I fell asleep.
Yeah, you fell asleep sitting up on the couch, and I was like, you should go. If I recall that properly, I have no idea.
I think you were still in your scrubs too.
I
Like
was
that was when we would you would meet
obliterated.
me at the bar from work.
That's probably when I worked evenings, so I got off at like 11:30,
Yeah.
and I would just go to a bar.
Yes.
And maybe
Oh, we were talking about the Satanism. So far,
yeah.
we're
How
going
did we
through
get away from that?
the tenets of fundamental Satanism. Speaking of Satanism, the freedoms of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend. To willfully and unjustly encroach upon the freedoms of another is to forego one's own. I agree.
I think that was a really good way to say "fuck around and find out."
Yeah.
Yeah,
You better not.
you
Beliefs,
better not.
Number 5, beliefs should conform to one's best scientific understanding of the world. One should take care never to distort scientific facts to fit one's beliefs. Humanists
Word.
are real into that kind of thing.
I just think everyone should just be accepted and understood. And I don't understand why there's still any like, oh, I don't like this person, but I like
Yeah.
this person bullshit still. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so dumb.
Yeah. Tenet number 6, people are fallible. If one makes a mistake, one should do one's best to rectify it and resolve any harm that might have been caused.
Yeah, unless you like do something horrible. Like there's this guy that had a trial that was on all day that killed his wife and his son and stole like a couple $1 million from somebody. Went really crazy. Got to watch him.
The spirit
cry.
of compassion, wisdom, and justice should always prevail over the written or spoken word.
One more time. Do it again.
The spirit of compassion, wisdom, and justice should always prevail over the written or spoken word.
Yeah.
Loving it.
But you know, I mean, the whole like crazy religious person thing has like contributed a good thing to like the movie scene. You ever see like a suspense thriller and it's just like some crazy, just really overly like invested person that's, you know, religious, and they just end up like going absolutely nuts in the name of the Lord or something like that. I'm talking about, like The Mist, the Stephen King, you know,
Yeah,
book
that's-
movie.
that's where I thought you
And
were
the lady
going.
in the grocery store went nuts. That's a great example. That did definitely cross my mind.
You know what was on at the bar tonight was Speed.
1 or 2. The Sandra Bullock, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, the one with all the famous people in it.
That one. So was it 1 or 2?
It was 1.
The second one had Willem Dafoe, so I didn't know which one.
What? I didn't even know there was a
The
second one.
one's on a cruise ship, and Willem Dafoe's the bad guy. Yes.
Is it Sandra Bullock and Keanu still?
Yes.
No way. Both of them?
Yes.
Really?
They upgraded from bus to boat, baby.
Is that real?
Bus to boat. They definitely did.
Bus to boat.
I think it had some sort of weird subtitle.
Do you
like
remember
it was like shit. What was it?
When we
Speed 2
were
Cruise Control.
on a bus,
I think it's what it called. Hold on.
and now we're on a boat.
Love that. They should put that in the movie.
Willem Dafoe's on a boat.
Speed.
Willem
Yep,
Dafoe.
there you go. 1994 Speed. 1997 Speed 2 Cruise Control.
Cruise Control.
Oh wait, you know what? Keanu might have not been in this one.
With Sandra Bullock?
Keanu was not in the second one. It was Sandra Bullock and Willem Dafoe, and then Jason Patrick.
Is he supposed to be that same guy, though?
I don't actually know. I should look it up. Maybe they did a recast. Oh, that'd be
Do
devastating.
you think they changed who it
No,
was?
no, no. In the first one, Keanu was Jack Traven, and in the second one, what's his name? Jason Patrick is Alex Shaw. So two different fellas.
Rush Hour hits the water.
I'm sorry?
That's the tagline on this poster for Speed 2. Oh, from
That's
the same
horrible.
director as Speed and Twister. Twister's getting a sequel.
It is Twisters. Mm-hmm. They pluraled it.
Oh, Sandra looks good. She was young.
Okay.
Speed 2, Cruise Control. Can we stream that somewhere?
You know, actually, I think that Sandra Bullock has really tried to, succeeded at maintaining her beauty over the decades.
Look at this screenshot
Good for her. is
of
what I'm
Willem.
saying.
Look at Willem Dafoe's crazy face.
I can't really tell.
Can you find out where we can stream that? Do you want to have a sleepover? It's on Hulu.
I got to work in the morning, man.
I got church in the morning.
Watch options on FX Now, also rent on Prime.
I may rent
What's
it on
FX
Prime.
Now?
It's fucking. It's one of the
Who wants
streaming.
that?
It's some kind of cable.
Everyone's got a streaming service now.
It's showing me that it's on Hulu.
You know those gas stations where they got like small videos on their gas pumps? They have a streaming service. You can watch that shit at home now.
You could stream like the gas pump TV. Mm-hmm. It sounds relaxing.
No, I'm joking.
Sometimes it's helpful. It's a nice quick format. They'll give you like a little 30-second thing about a squirrel, and then like a little 30-second thing about the weather.
Well, it's nice. You want to keep people entertained while they're spending a bunch of money on fueling their vehicles.
Is gas high? I don't feel like gas is high.
I don't feel like it's ever really come back down like fully. I think now it's around $3 a gallon. That's not bad.
I think it should just stay at $2.99.
You know what? Maybe that'd be better. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the economy, and I'm worried that.
Like I'll pay
I'm worried
$2.99
it's gonna
if
get
it's going to
worse.
stay at $2.99.
I think that the housing market's coming down a little bit. So
I don't know
that's
what that
nice.
means. That doesn't make me feel good.
The cost of homes is going down because you remember it skyrocketed for a while.
Well,
And interest rates were
went up.
low, and then they went up, and so now it's readjusting.
I got
However,
really
it's not
lucky.
adjusting like it should be. A lot of people I know got lucky. The timing was fantastic, but it
Well, it was
still
a big
is a horrible
window.
thing.
It stayed really good for a long time.
It's just I'm worried. I'm worried we're gonna have a repeat of the 2008 thing, but it's gonna kind of be drawn out over like a few years rather than not a few years, maybe a year or something. It's just something bad's gonna happen.
Well, that was a very specific incident related to like predatory lending that we kind of fixed after that. A lot of it, not all of it, of course.
It wasn't predatory. It
No,
was,
yeah, that was all about
it was
those
predatory, but it was
subprime
also
loans, dude.
It wasn't just predatory. It was also just reckless. It was just kind of like everybody gets a loan. We don't give a shit. We're gonna get the interest on it. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
You know, and a lot of people gathered a lot of property in that way, corporations and shit, and then it all just kind of went to nothing. And I just don't want to repeat or have to live through that. When we lived
wasn't
through it,
that
we were
bad.
so young, we didn't really care. You know,
We're gonna be okay.
2008, I was in high school. I didn't give a fuck what was going on.
Yeah, you weren't buying a house.
No, exactly. We already lived in a house. Same house.
Yeah, you guys should just move in here.
Nah. We're kind of split on what we want to do, actually. Because some people are telling us buy a home and then get the equity in that, and that'll be great value to have for yourself. But then there's other people like that also agree with the idea that buying like a multi-unit thing and then living on one side, renting out the other would be good. But also, I don't know if I want to be a landlord. Like, that just sounds
You'd
really
be
stressful.
good at it because you could fix things.
Well, and landlords, though, like, I just feel like sometimes landlords could be fucking shitty. And I just don't want to accidentally, like, let myself fall into some sort of bad habit as a landlord. You really got to, you know, like, I don't know. It's like, how do people get that way?
well, and here's
I
the
hope
thing:
you don't
people
make
that
the same
tell you to do
mistakes.
stuff like that are assuming that you have like a bunch of capital you don't know what to do with.
I don't.
Like like rich people will get online and say things like, well, what you do is when you have a kid, you buy that kid a house and you rent that house while that kid is a kid. And then when they turn 18 and they go to college, you sell that house and you buy one in the college town and you rent that one. And I'm like, guys, what do we...
Who the fuck is doing that?
Dude, these people that have just $500,000 sitting around they don't know what to do with.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
Jesus.
and these people love to hear themselves talk, so they go online and they make TikToks
I mean,
about,
that is like the
you know what I would
first
do if I
time-
was 19? I would take all my borrowing power and I would blah blah blah, and they like, I'm like, yeah, it's yeah. If I had $300,000 to buy an apartment building,
I mean, you don't really need that much, you know, especially if you're a first-time home buyer and you get that credit. Apparently, that's very helpful, and so you can put less down.
Well, it just means you can put less down.
yeah. But I mean, you can still have a fucked rate.
Yeah, but
and
prices are still
everything's so high right now.
Prices are still kind of up from when interest rates were low, but they're going to start coming down because interest rates are higher. But then the interest rates are higher, but they're not nearly as high as they used to be. Interest rates used to be double digits all the time. I don't think they're
I found a side by side one on the other side of Francis Park over here that was like $300,000, and I was like, for that square footage. Anyway, it's a great area, but like, holy shit.
Well, and that's just a lot of responsibility to take on that early in your, home owning life.
I just sometimes get bored and pop on the Zillow, just keep an eye.
Well, that's healthy.
Yeah,
Who's not doing that? There's a prison for sale not far from here.
Well, no, it's actually like a little bit south of Kansas City. It's like 300.
Oh, it's that way?
It's like 300 something miles.
That'd be
away.
fun living in a jail.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it had like 13 cells and like functioning like bathrooms. And
we could all
showers and
move into
shit.
there. Everyone has a cell.
My whole thing is, why do that?
But when my cells are rocking, don't come a knocking. You know what I'm saying?
Gross. It looks bad. You look at the pictures.
It doesn't look great. I'd have to clean it real good. I'd paint it. I'd probably get rid of all of the doors, and then
I wonder if it's got a gym in it.
We could put a gym in it.
What if there's already one in there?
Well, that would be nice. I didn't see any gym equipment.
Gym equipment is expensive.
We could pull this up. It's on my Facebook
We could
right
either
now.
keep the gym equipment or sell it to make upgrades to the prison.
Well, we're definitely gonna have to paint the entire thing. But it's not as massive as it looks from the inside. Like the inside, it looks like, my God, this is a labyrinthian jail.
I thought it was like 9,000 square feet or something. It was pretty big.
It's bigger than my house.
Yeah.
I think they only want 300,000 for it. It's probably in the middle of nowhere.
It's like, it's less than 300.
If there's not a Quick Trip or a Wally's, I'm not going.
Oh no, dude, you're talking about down by like Peculiar, Missouri, shit like that, like south of Kansas City.
Peculiar.
Peculiar.
Oh,
Yeah, that's about like 45 minutes south of KC. I think this is like kind of a similar distance, but I think it's down 71.
oh, it's out 71, is it?
It's down 71 from
Oh,
KC,
Christ.
which kind of goes southeast a little bit.
I had no
A little
idea.
A little bit more southeast than south. And so when you look at that, there's going to be truck stops, there's going to be adult bookstores, and there's going to be a prison.
And the prison's the one we're looking for. Mm-hmm. Let me pull this up.
Where is it? Harrisonville?
It was like Marthasburg or something.
You are off your ass.
Harrisonville, Missouri.
God damn, I'm good. I remembered it.
10,000 square feet of 5,000 square feet of office space, 34 cells with toilets and sinks in 3-cell blocks. Oh, it's only $195,000. That's less than I paid for this house.
Damn. Okay, maybe we should go buy that.
Maybe we should just to hold on to it. Like, you're the one that wants to hold on to all this rental property. Why not start
rent out some prison
bargain
cells.
basement?
Oh, I posted that on Facebook, and someone commented saying that'd be great for like a Walking Dead style apocalypse, and I was like, yeah, no, but it's too close to a big major city. There'd be too
It's
many
not.
raiders and hordes.
It's not that big. It's not that close to a major
How
city.
far is it from KC? Look it up.
I'm looking at it right now.
Look at the
It's
map.
got a nice size to it.
It's a decent sized town.
It's a. It's
I'm gonna
you know
look it
what
up.
though? It's a flat roof. You know how you've had to replace a flat roof before. That's a pain in the ass.
It is, but we don't got to worry about that.
Well, we have to figure out what the state of the roof,
I'm
because
bet-
the
I'm betting
maintenance
it's
on a
okay.
flat roof is way different than the maintenance on a slant
I bet
roof.
it was built properly because of what
But
it
when was the last
originally
time the
intended
roof
for.
was replaced? Because
I don't know. Let's go service it for them.
It's a lovely property, though. The outside color is not bad. Cass County Law Enforcement Center. So it was like the police station and a detention center.
38-minute drive from Kansas City.
That's a little close for zombies.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a little close.
Not even 100 miles? We'd be overrun in days.
But they have the visitation center with the little phone.
The traffic would probably be backed up to there.
They have the visitation with the little phone.
The little windows where you get to see visitors?
You can put your nipple on the glass.
Yes.
This is horrifying.
Billy.
You know what, though? $195,000. We should buy it and just rent it to people to shoot prison movies in.
Or we could rent it out to homeless
What
people.
if we just leased it
By
as...
rent it out, I mean provide a service.
We could
for
rent it to
living
people that
space for
want to
homeless
make a
people.
prison show. We could make $195,000
We'd
back in no
probably
time.
have to clean it up to make it look like a functioning.
Well, I mean, we'll have to do it to spec. It's a little gross.
It's a little bit greasy.
It's a little
I think
grimy.
there might be shit on the walls.
There's something on this.
And who knows what's in that drain
There's a lovely
system.
mural in here.
Oh God, is it like open like sewers, or is it like septic? Because that'd be a nightmare.
Which one would be a nightmare?
Septic.
I don't think it would be septic. Do you?
How, I mean, someone getting to come to service an old ass
Prison septic tank?
jailhouse.
There's the water heater looks nice. Electric paneling all looks up to date. Office bathroom needs some work.
I think one of the cats was fucking with something. I got this one right here. Okay, what is that? What am I hearing?
What?
What am I hearing behind me?
Oh, the ice maker.
That's the ice maker?
Yeah, it's loud.
Oh, fuck, that was disruptive.
Oh, here's some nice storage space. This looks like a pantry. I don't know. 195, I think it's worth it.
I mean, for the square footage and the potential, you could do a lot. You know, some people live in old stores and banks and redo shit, and it look crazy.
I don't know, man. If we bought it just to, like, we could do a Scared Straight program in there. We could do a reality show.
You know what? They really need it. Have you ever seen that documentary about Rich Hill, Missouri?
No.
It was on Netflix years ago. And how, like, poor and sad.
Do you remember
Rich Hill,
those
Missouri
kids
is.
that we hung out with that time?
A couple times, I think. They were, like, the daughter of the lady that worked at the diner, right?
No. The boys we hung out with.
I think that they were a boy and a friend, and then one of the boys was the son of the lady at the diner.
Yeah, but they were all smoking cigarettes.
Yes, I remember.
And we
Like,
went to
oh,
that
wow, they were
couple's
smoking
house, and the guy went to
cigarettes.
buy cigarettes for these children.
That was a weird day.
And then later, they're just stray dogs.
We were supposed to hang out by the water tower in the park.
Was that the plan?
I don't remember. I feel like I remember that being a thing.
What are we going to do about Ben the bear?
Well, my whole thing is that I don't understand.
What if
he's an
we go
endangered
get Ben?
animal.
What if we take Ben to live in Harrisonville at the prison with us?
I'm betting that he's a little bit like desensitized to human contact and like things like that.
Well,
because
yeah, he
of the
keeps
care.
getting out.
But yeah, you got to wonder like what's keeping him trying to get out that cell. You know,
What's it going to take to get him to settle down?
You know, is he going to Andy Dufresne and put a hole in the wall and then put a
Wouldn't that be
poster over
great?
it?
If
Was-
they're
was
like
it- was
one
it
day they
Andy
went and there was
Dufresne?
just like a poster of Carmen Electra, and they're like, "That's who put this poster in the bear?"
It was
thing?"
Ben.
And they take it down, and it's a big hole in the wall because Ben finally
A
tunneled out
300-pound bear, a hole in the wall.
after. Yeah, because that's the thing. 300 pounds. He's not a giant bear.
And he climbs out into the rain, and he's in the mud, and
He's crawling through the river Des Perez
and
to
he
freedom.
screams at the gods, "Freedom!"
But here's the thing: would he
Like
know how to get
Shawshank.
all the way back home? He's from Peru or something.
No, he wouldn't know how to get home, but he'd probably get he'd probably get on the highway and get hit. Let's be honest.
He'd get out there on 40
No
acting
one
a
wants
damn
that.
fool. I wonder if he could get across the bridge over to Chicken Out or Slim
Pat
Chickens.
Connolly's?
What's the chicken place?
He could get across Highway 40 to Pat Connolly's, go in for a burger or a beer or both.
They do fried chicken on Fridays.
Do they? Mm-hmm. I've only been there like 3 times.
Hey, you know what though? It makes the whole building smell like fried chicken. It's not great.
I love that. I know what you're talking about.
No, it smells like cold, greasy fried chicken when the whole building smells like it.
My right nipple just got hard.
Oh, just the right one, huh?
Yep, just the right one.
Man, this little fan next to me is making it nice and chilly in here. We're about to start wrapping this up. Any what's going on with you? Are you doing okay?
Oh yeah, just piling through that existential dread thing.
Man, I had a fat edible the other day, and it sent me into a doom spiral of just panic. I was outside of my body, and I thought I had fucked my whole life up, and I didn't deserve anything nice. It was crazy.
That's actually why I'm scared of ayahuasca, because I don't know if I want to try it.
It wasn't ayahuasca, but
No, I'm just saying we were talking about that earlier. And
Yeah, but
the
I have
ayahuasca
demons.
thing sounds exactly. It's like I got too many demons.
I got demons I want to resolve.
I don't know if they'll
I think
resolve
I
or
can
take
do it.
over. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You know.
that's a good point. Well,
You never
guys,
know.
that's another episode of Jacob V Weekly. We're going to have another episode coming out very, very soon to try to stay on target for our 4-a-month plan. Patreon.com/Jacob V is the only way to support us financially. Caddyshack of New Hamel, Illinois. Save a Life or 9.
Patreon.
Patreon.com. No Antics. Blinded by Stereo. Flyover State. Jacob V. Interact with this podcast wherever you get podcasts. Apple Podcasts, blah, blah, blah. Spotify. Jacob V's favorite songs on Spotify for February. We're listening to that tonight at Trivia. Don't sleep. You get a playlist from me on Spotify every month. I should probably start linking those in the Patreon, too. That would probably help those people, don't you think?
You should put everything in the Patreon. Everything.
Good.
All of it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All of it.
High five, guys. We did it.